At the beginning of the offseason, the Mariners front office made a choice to completely revamp and retool the offense for 2024. The big change being made was to reduce on strikeouts in the lineup just overall. And the big one that left the team is the topic of today's video, Eugenio Suarez. The Mariners traded Eugenio Suarez to the Arizona Diamondbacks for Carlos Vargas and Sebi Zavala at the beginning of this offseason. A move that is a salary dump in principle, but isn't more than just that for this team. Did the Mariners get out on Eugenio Suarez at just the right time? Now, I know I lost a lot of you guys there because this is a conversation that I don't really want to have, but it's something that when I was doing a little bit of research, I felt might be necessary to have a conversation about. And before we get into the stats, I do want to ask if you guys could subscribe to the channel if you are not already. We're closing in on 10K, an achievement that Colton and I have been dreaming about ever since we really started taking off with this channel. Thank you to anybody who has supported us the last year and a half, and here's to another great year of Mariners content and just Mariners fandom going forward. So Gino came over in 2022 and put up a 130 WRC plus and gave us 4 wins at third base after replacing Kyle Seager and having some question marks coming into the year. Gave us a very, very good season in 2022. And we wanted 2023 to be the same exact thing, but it just wasn't. A league average bat in terms of production, good defense, good enough for 3 wins at third base according to Fangraphs, but the projection models just aren't Gino's friend right now. Gino, 1.6 wins according to Steamer in 2024 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The big problem with Gino is that his slugging just took a nosedive, basically. 459 slugging in 2022, a 391 slug in 2023. His projections, only 18 points better than it was in 2023. Still a league average or just below league average bat, according to the projection models in terms of WRC+. I wanted to take a look at Zips because Zips is normally a bit friendlier, I think, in terms of projections and as a projection model goes. For Gino, it's not the case. 1.9 wins compared to his 1.6 projected. I think the projection models might be bang on with what could happen to Gino if he continues to regress. Now, I don't want Gino to regress for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I want him to find success there. And his 2023 Savant page looks like this, right? A league average bat, as we've talked about plenty. And in 2022, it was great. He was phenomenal at the plate for the Mariners in 2022. But some things changed between 2022 and 2023 that where he just isn't doing as much damage to pitches as he once was. So looking at his run values against certain types of pitches, in 2022, he didn't really have any negatives. Sure, there's -1s here, but those are very low negatives, very marginal. Most are either neutral or positive and slightly above average. For 2023, he had a neutral run value, 0 positive runs against 32.3% of the pitches that he was facing. He did not have a positive run value against four-seam fastballs, which in previous years, Gino was putting up numbers like 19s and 17s and 20 run values against four-seam fastballs. So is it a matter of he's just losing some bat speed, losing some power? It's hard to say, but a strikeout-heavy, power-hitting third baseman losing his power stroke is a recipe for disaster and a recipe for regression. Sure, he still put up good run values against sliders and sinkers, but he was doing that already throughout his career. It's this big change from the four-seam and also a big drop-off in cutters and sweepers that really, I think, affected Gino in 2023. Am I here to say that he's going to do the same exact thing in 2024? It's just going to continue downhill? I hope not. But looking at his career, Gino's been more of a guy that does damage to the finesse pitchers. A 124 career OPS plus in 1,700 at-bats against finesse pitchers. You can think of finesse power or the average type pitcher. So over his career, only a 75 OPS plus against power pitching. It's not that he was getting overexposed by that in 2023, because in 2022, he was doing the same thing. A 60 OPS plus, it was just not that good against power pitching. He never has been. And for Gino, looking at 2022, this 137 OPS plus, I think, lines up with his career norm in terms of damage he's doing against finesse pitching. A 926 OPS. Sure, it's one less home run than against power pitching, but these 10 doubles, this 100 points higher batting average, it makes the world of difference. And in 2022, that's what allowed Gino to be successful. And looking at 2023, that OPS plus dropped against finesse pitching. His average dropped 40 points. His slugging dropped over 100 points. He just wasn't doing as much damage as he used to. The power pitching, it was not his problem. He was not getting beaten by 98 up in the zone or whatever. He's never been a guy that would hit well in the top of the zone either. It's more so he was just doing less damage to the pitches he used to in 2023. And you can model that by the zone breakdowns on Baseball Savant here. Eugenio Suarez slugging in 2022, 805, 709, 690 at the top of the zone, which is very surprising. Normally not very good up here, but no real bad numbers here in the bottom of the zone and some really high values. 805 slugging, bottom middle of the zone is incredible. You can see he hits a ton of home runs in the bottom of the zone here. 9 dead middle, of course that makes sense. 5 homers middle to the right, and then 4 at the bottom of the zone. Gino was able to do damage on those pitches, and it's very easily modeled by that slugging percentage, which dropped heavily in 2023, which we'll see here. Nothing above 690, which was his third highest in 2022. 685, 660, 562, a 183. This one was like in the 400s. A complete fall off for Gino on the lower outside corner here for him. And nothing that's like really jumping off the page as much as it used to. Sure, the high and outside pitch Gino could get to and poke the other way sometimes, or maybe he gets around the ball quickly. He's able to pull it out to the Edgar's Cantina, but you can really tell where Gino went wrong, I think, in 2023, based around his lack of slugging and his lack of power in certain spots where he was usually doing damage before. So again, I'm not wanting to write Gino off and say that he's going to regress again in 2024. However, a lot of the data might show that the Mariners might have gotten out on Eugenio Suarez at just the right time. And whether or not we can trust Luis Urias to do anything close to what Gino did in terms of production, even in 2023 when it was a down year for him, because Luis Urias has just as many question marks as Gino, if not more. But we won't really know who'll come out on top of this roster decision until the regular season starts to unfold and we see these guys playing every single day. And a guy that I think probably deserves a chance to be an everyday player, who Colton pegged as a breakout star in this video on the screen right here. Well, you're going to have to watch the video to go see who it was. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's not a fun one, but it's one that I thought might be a healthy conversation to have to help us cope, help us move on from missing Gino in 2024, because I know I will. Thank you guys for watching, and go Mariners.